Linda Shea, Caroline Powell. Linda's going to win this break leg hands down. A little short there, Caroline. You didn't hit enough club on that shot. Okay, here we go. Loser of this match will be fourth. The winner plays Kathy Friend next, and then whoever's left out, all the three ladies that remain, will have to tangle with Miss Brianna Miller for the title of the JPNEWT Tour Stop #1 here at the Triple Nines Bar and Billiards in Elkridge, Maryland.
Thank you for that, George. Getting everybody caught up with who's left and what is what.
Linda is a classic WPBA original member, and still can be mighty evil at any time. Caroline Powell has won several events on this tour, and we had a strong field of 29 regional ladies with about 5 pros in the field. Miss Ada Leo fell to Miss Shea in the previous round, and she tied 5th, 6th with Eugenia Giftopoulos. And we had Judy Wilson finishing in the 7th and 8th slots.
Here you go, George. I got the bracket here.
With Kia Burwell.
Yep.
Oh no, she didn't cut that ball. Well, this is a rough out as it is, because the 7 and 3 or 7 and 4 are locked up pretty good, and this isn't any bargain to get to the first shot on this rack. That's for sure. Not my opinion. She can either play the one in the corner or try the one in the side and let the cue ball go wild. Or play the safe. Good safety. She disturbed the 4-7 a little bit and might have an outside chance of getting out with ball in hand.
So Linda trying to spin that cue ball off of that long rail. Just clips the 9 ball going by. She's trying to keep it tight to the 9. Kick the 1. Just brushed it going by. Carolyn Powell. Ball in hand given.
Caroline's from New York City. Playing in New York City, and she's a very, very seasoned, disciplined competitor, to be sure. There are just too many variables for me to make any prediction on this rack, the way these balls are laying at the moment. Yep. She still can skin the 3 ball in the side, I think, but where's the reward? Where's the yield?
Well, the only if she is able to skin that 3 ball on the side, the good news is the cue ball is going to up and come back down table.
For the 4, yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
a
but,
4 on the bank, but
yeah.
again, it's lots of pocket billiards to be played on this rack. Even if that happens, Wayne.
Yeah, no question. What the best thing that you could hope for maybe is to come down far enough where you get an angle where you can play the 3 and slide the cue ball underneath the 7.
Yep.
And she would have probably been there if she pocketed the 3 here. She might have been able to just nick off of that 4 and slide behind the 7.
She'd have
But
rolled
moot
about
point.
another 6 inches if she made the ball because she undercut it, and she'd have been almost even with a 4 ball. Let's see what Linda's got. Probably nothing but a hit. Oh, she had it. That's good position. She got nice angle on this ball.
You think she can get the cue ball? Yeah, she can get the cue ball in between the 7 and the 4 and play that 4 with a little bit of spin. Maybe spin it in the left.
Yeah, if the 6 passes the 8 in the side, I don't think it does. Or she's going to bank
She's
it.
going to hit this ball, center ball here. Center ball on, cuts the 3 ball in. When I mean center ball, she hit the center of the cue ball.
No, that ball just came to a parade rest on the rail. There you go, parade rest. I don't know what happened there.
I missed it, George. I was getting ready to share something in the stream here.
Linda must have fouled the ball in some fashion. That I didn't see. But good shot. She might play the side and come 2 rails because she's kind of straight in on the 8.
I actually think she's got a little angle. She could play it right in the corner there, George. And just let the cue ball drift a little bit. I think it's going to drift towards the center of the table.
I like her playing it in the side.
Yeah.
She might play it in the corner, though. I don't know. Played the corner, took a tougher shot on the 9.
I thought she had a little bit more angle that was going to take the cue ball out towards the center of the table more, not be as close to that top long rail.
She played to the outside of the pocket to ensure she made the ball, and she's going to trust her shot making ability to take care of this 9. This is center middle edge. In the center it goes. Good shot. Caroline Powell takes a 1-0 lead.
All right, so if you're just joining us, my name is Wayne Everhart. I'm here with George Hammerbacker. We're here at the Triple Nines Bar and Billiards in Elkridge, Maryland. We're covering the JPNEWT Tour Stop #1. This is day 2. We're down to the final 4, George. Is that correct?
Final four.
Final 4.
We got these two ladies, and we have Miss Brianna Miller and Kathy Friend, the two participants in the hot seat match. Kathy is waiting whoever survives this encounter to play in the second and third position money. Brianna Miller is in the finals, undefeated. Good break shot. You could just put a hanky on where that one ball has been landing all day, right?
If that's not a pretty looking out right there, I don't see any real problem.
No, it looks like she gets correct on the 2 ball here. In the side pocket, it'll be a very, very nice opportunity. That's a pretty shot. Possible little nip draw. Play to the outside left of that side pocket. She will anyway. The 5's going to make her do that. Perfect. Here she'd like to get back from the 4 close to where she is now. That's real respectable. A little going away from it, but she can hold it enough on the 6. Her trouble is if she comes off far enough, she's going to get a piece of that 9 off the 6. That's what she's looking at right now.
Yeah,
right?
she's looking to see if she can hold it.
Lots of left, I would think.
You could go 3 rails here and try to go leave the cue ball, come back around almost where it's at now.
That's what it looks like she's going to try to do. That's short. She might give the 9 ball a real good wrap here. As long as Caroline hits the 6 first, if the 9 happens to go into the darkness, it counts. We're playing 9 ball here, folks. You hit the low number ball first. Any ball that goes in after that is yours. I think she's going to go a little high up on the 9 on this angle. Or draw it across the 9. Like that.
Just like that.
Real strong shot there. A little flat here. She's got to play the high left and the outside of the pocket. That's one of the better strokes she's put down today.
Her form is beautiful. I just like her form. That was a beautiful stroke.
Yeah, she's got it looking dead to rights in this spot. Good shot. Two games to nothing, Caroline Powell.
So a break and run by Carolyn Powell in the second rack, right? snap and run. Yeah.
I believe it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. She played. She got a good shot on the one, and
So let's see if Linda Shea can answer back with her answer with her break and run. Both of these ladies able to string some racks together. No question about that.
this looks strong in its own right. Let's lob this ball in and be right on the 4 ball. These balls are just like the rack we saw the last time for Caroline. Pretty wide open looking, to be sure.
Just got behind that ball a little bit.
Linda kind of quicked that ball a little bit, a little quick stroke. Wasn't smooth. Potential carom on the 7. But they look a little close together, maybe. Oh, no. That's, well, the good news is for Caroline, she's got a shot, but she's going to run into one of those 2 balls, and she's going to have to get fortunate. Might have got a fortunate roll there, Caroline. Look outside. These are shots you can't really afford to give a player Caroline's caliber. She's a little short of what she, plus she's going to have to get the bridge. That wasn't a particularly good shot with ball in hand. When you play ball in hand, you're not supposed to be reaching or shooting position with a ball that's a reach. She had lots of room to do something else maybe, but She's going to probably have to just lay it to the 7 in that side across there. Just flick it in and settle for the 7 inside. She got a nice little rub off of that ball, but her 2-rail route is between the 8 and 9, and there's a chance she could catch a piece of the 9 going through that path. But I think she'll clear it. Just barely cleared it, but good shot. Game number 3 goes to Caroline Powell, taking a 3-0 lead. Did you win? That's a real good shot there. This is a nice layout. She might be a little sharp on this angle. She might be playing thin 2 rails to go past the 5 to the side rail where she was and out to the center of the table for the deuce. She actually is going to have to maybe hit this with a touch of left-hand English so that she doesn't fan out to the 5 ball too much. That's as good as it gets right there, folks. That was a world-class position shot there. If she gets back to right around where her cue ball is, she'll be a happy lady. She'll be right in line, and to the 5, 8, 9, it's duck, duck, goose. It had a little more angle maybe than I thought. And now she might have a little issue. because she's got a bigger angle on the 3 than she likes. Her high ball takes her towards the 9, and whether or not she can get across the face of this ball with the draw enough to beat the 8 on the side cushion is the big question mark. Coming off the second rail, if she does beat the 9, the 8 might be in the path. She's going to draw her ball. Like I said, she got a little wrong on the 3 ball. That was a well hit ball. She's gonna. Oh, she fell sweet as apple pie on that ball. All she's got to do is complete this little 8 ball in the side pocket and stick. Her angle is headed towards the rail a little bit, so she's got to. She might. This might be a little bit more than I might have. Thought it was, because drawing the ball, she might go in the side.
Score right, George? 3-0?
It's 3-0. This is a little tough angle here. This is a little bit the trickster. Hey, Ty. Oh man, she gave up ball in hand and conceded. No, she didn't concede the game, but this is.
All right, Linda Shea to get on the board here.
Well, all she's got to do is knock this one in. I think she's done this shot before.
And she does. 3 games to 1. On a race to 7.
Thanks to the Baltimore City Qs for their continuing support of regional pool. Thanks a million. To Gina Cunningham of Keller Williams Integrity Real Estate people. Thanks for coming out and competing yesterday, Gina. And we have the new Green Room Billiards in Dundalk, a longtime home and stronghold of APA, and home of Charlie's Pro Shop, and Jay Peschauer Custom Cues, Green Bay, Wisconsin, title sponsor of the JPNEWT Tour for 23 years.
23 years. Isn't that incredible, George, the amount of time Pete Peschauer has invested in the tour?
Well, and you know, there are a couple other cue makers that have done similar work along the way. My dear friend, the late great Tim Scruggs, he sponsored an open tour, men's tour that ran through the southern Pennsylvania, Maryland area for a few years in the early 90s. There was, there's a regional tour for the men in the Northeast by a Baltimore area Q legend. It's still in operation today, 20-some years later. And then there's another Q, a company too that I know of that's involved. and other cue companies have, in the past have tried that. So, but you were right, Wayne. We need support from like the Fortune 500 companies, and not even cue makers. If some of them are pretty big. And all,
Yeah, I
but-
mean, you can only take so much and keep passing around the dollar inside of the sport, meaning that if a cue maker is making a cue and a pool player is buying it, you can only keep passing around the money in the same circle for so long before there's nothing left. So what we need to do is try to get an injection of cash into the sport. And the only way they really do that is to bring on sponsors from outside of the sport. And the good news, it looks like to me, people are headed in the right direction. You're having businesses that are, I don't know how else to say it, but legit businesses that are out there able to onboard sponsors because they are doing things right. A lot of times sports have had some issues with being sort of eroded from within, whereas some people aren't doing the right thing, and then you can't get sponsors that you need, and you're trying to get mom and pop shops to sponsor you, and that only goes so far, right? It only goes so far.
For a while there, Wayne, the men's pro tour had two different major league type sponsors behind them. They had a major brewery, and they had a tobacco company that were both involved for a time with the men's regional, or not regional, but national tour.
Right.
And but that faded away quickly.
Well, we have to figure out what caused that. Something like that would have been there. It's a cause and effect, right, George? The money just doesn't go away if there's value. So we'd have to figure out what would cause that. So, as a business owner, it's my job to figure out how to, if I want to be involved, how to make things sustainable, and that's what we're looking to do.
And the answer is, I believe, it starts with the players. It starts with the players, plainly and simply. It starts with the players. The players, and I hate to knock the men, but a lot of the men are prima donnas when it came to equipment, knocking venues and places that they were making their money in.
Right.
They would knock equipment, and the equipment was sponsoring the tournaments.
So you're saying they're giving
they
themselves
shot
some
themselves in the
self-inflicted
foot.
wounds, right?
They had self-inflicted wounds, and then occasionally these folks would behave badly
Get in there.
with bad and abusive language. They didn't conduct themselves professionally.
Yeah.
And the Europeans have taught the American players this lesson. All these European players that have come over here and played, they've all conducted themselves as thorough
With class.
professionals.
Yeah.
With absolutely no histrionics or yellings or knocking equipment or any of that stuff. And that they have an opportunity to play the game they love and get paid for it and compete because they live to compete, but they ran out of venues, and the only places that would support the men's tours are the gambling venues, the casinos.
And that's you're never going to take the gambling out of the sport, and I'm not trying to. But again, that's not sustainable either.
But that was how things. Look at this shot. She's gonna double kiss it. No,
Oh,
she
hit it
made
pure.
clean.
Hit it pure.
A real good shot.
Yeah, I don't want to get off on a tangent about
Yeah.
the economics of the sport. But what I will say is I've seen lots of improvement. Enthusiasm is up.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of people doing the right thing. The streaming, I think there's been a lot of various streamers in the area, and I think a lot of those folks had something to do with this. When you're having an event and you go out and you spotlight, because when you put players on a table, what are you really doing? On a TV table, you're spotlighting them.
It's exciting.
It's right. So you give them a chance, even if they're not a pro, to feel like a pro, right? So these streamers have been out there doing that and helping to promote the game, and they create excitement. So I give a lot of credit to all the streamers throughout the area in the Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, D.C. area for really injecting some energy into the sport in the area here.
We have a field of 25 amateur ladies playing today in the Sunday tournament, and that's exciting to me.
Yeah, and I also want to expand on that. Also, the number of tournament directors that are doing the right thing out there. It's not just the streamers. It's the tandem of the tour directors and the streamers out here working together to make it work and promote the game. And it's happening from a grassroots level. But now, again, as George has alluded to, that grassroots only goes so far. And now it's about taking these people that are sort of the nucleus and the catalyst to grow the sport, but to get them to understand that there's other ways to go after bigger sponsors and to look at how they're doing business and how they could do things a little better, So Linda Shea getting ready to crawl within one here.
Yeah, she's going to take the commando route here. In it goes, and it's 3 games to 2.
3 games to 2.
But now CSI, my good buddy Ozzie Reynolds.
Yeah.
He's partnered with a Titanic cue maker to run a pro series in conjunction with amateur tournaments.
Well, you have to. I think you have to build your farm club. If you're just catering to the pros, you're gonna run out of players to fill in. So you need to always be building, and that's what I was alluding to earlier after Carolyn breaks here.
Nice break shot, beautiful break shot.
Pockets the 2 ball.
Oh, she's out of mistakes almost.
And can see the 1, looks like.
3 balls crunched in on the break. All the 2, 4, 6, or no, the 2, 2, 6, 7 are in the dark, and here she's probably coming across 2 rails to the 3. To see if she can get a real good angle from the 3 to the 4. That's gonna be what she'll need, I think. She just got there, but her angle is she might be able to beat the 9 on the kiss, or she'll draw it across the face of the 3 with the low right ball, and try to get a shot on the 4 like that.
Stealing my jacket. Sorry, sir.
That's all right.
Bye, Wayne.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Take care. Straight in and reaching.
So, George, we were talking about how to sort of grow the sport here. Maybe I'll come back to it. Looks like Carolyn's back to the table a little faster than I was expecting. Yeah, we'll revisit that in just a second.
We have a mutual friend that has some big ideas. A young man as part of your TTMD team, as a matter of fact, that's got the idea of getting an academy together for junior players and connecting up with the high schools.
You talking about Chris Wilbur?
That one and only.
Yeah, Chris. Now, Chris is definitely a
He's a
man full of
go-getter.
ideas, and I think that's a right direction to go. And he's been working at it. And if you can get into the schools and stuff like that, I think that's a great way to sort of get the youth involved. But where I was going, while I have a chance, is we were talking about how you can sort of grow the sport, and you needed help. You couldn't just do it in one region. You needed regions throughout the country. And if you think about how baseball is, and not to oversimplify things, but you think how baseball is, and you have various owners of the teams and the franchises and stuff.
That's
Who
a
are they
picture of-
really? They're really promoters of the sport, right? So you need to have promoters of the sport that are willing to invest in the game and have pods of these owners or people that invest in teams of maybe pro pool players, like maybe a Roy's Basement, etc., is to make things a little simplified. But if you can get players that have pods or groups that are out there not only supporting the pros, but putting on events to grow their own area so that they're feeding their own team, well, then you have the beginning of what you would call like the minor leagues and the pros. You know what I mean? So you need to have sort of a thought process of not being a bunch of individuals, but how people can work together to create these areas of hotspots for the sport.
And today, Wayne, there's so much instruction available via teachers, the internet, books, articles. The media has done a lot to advance pool, because back when I started in the 60s, there were only a couple of books you could even buy on pool, and they were both published by the Brunswick company that sponsored Willie Moscone, and they were little like paperback books, about 80 pages, 60 pages, and that was all we had. Now we have this internet and all these different teachers and people available with information that the old players that I met went to their coffins with their pool cues and their
Well, George, it was a
information.
different era, right? It was more like a parlor sport, a parlor game that people gambled on, and that was what it built its legs on.
Yeah.
And so now it's moving away from that into being more of an athlete's sport. And because of that, you have, like you said, you have trainers, you have people that are now trying to grow the sport instead of trying to hold on to that knowledge so that they could work it for their own benefit, hustling and gambling, It's a little different era right now.
Those European players, I was down at the International, Wayne, last fall around Halloween. I was down there for 6 days, and I saw like guys like Albin Ocean, even Thorsten Homan in his early mid-40s, just zenith physical condition, with and totally conducted themselves with dignity, respect, self-respect, and they conducted themselves, but they're athletes. They were people that could go 6 or 7 days in a row and play match after match, and still be standing on their feet at the end. And Joshua Filler and all these European guys, Niels Fine, when you see him, he wasn't there, but They're all in
The
zenith
Terminator?
condition. They're
Yeah.
athletes, and they train like athletes.
Yes, and again, that's what we're saying. This is the evolution of the sport. And I know it's had ebbs and flows in the past, but I think we're on a path to some permanent sustainability in the sport. And I think you've got the right people out there really grinding to try to make it happen. So we'll just keep doing what we do. And let's go ahead and get back to this match. I don't want to take anything away from it. We're down here to our third place match, right, George? This is
This is the third to the winner.
third to the
Yes.
winner. Yeah.
Kathy Friend is there practicing on the next table, waiting to the survivor of this match. That
There
young
she is over
lady-
there, getting in
Young
her
lady shooting
zone.
there. So, in the end, this is still looking like what I would call a pretty chalky superfecta. In other words, the top four fillies here are all in this horse race. Three of them were favorites. And one of them, the medium shot. Oh, that's gone. She tried to clip the 9 and couldn't get there. Hit a little too low. But she has the cross bank in the corner. The double kiss is going to get her, I think, unless she can make this ball directly. I can't see it for sure. Watch the kiss. She couldn't have crossed that ball to the pocket without the cue ball and 7 crossing past the gun.
So Linda's got a tough little shot here. Got to thin this ball.
Yeah, she's got to hit this ball a little bit left or right of center, and just let it turn off the tip like that.
That's a pretty nifty little shot. Nice shot there by Linda. Set up beautifully for the 8 ball. He's going to draw back maybe 3 or 4 inches. Maybe a foot.
Brianna, in a lot of ways, and
No,
from
she'll
what
come
I've
around
seen,
the table. Wow, she's very
Yeah.
comfortable doing that. Nicely done.
reminds me of Linda when Linda was young.
Say that bit again, George. I missed the beginning of that.
Brianna reminds me a lot of Linda when Linda was young.
Yeah?
Oh, that's a miss. That's brutal. Didn't turn the ball at the hole. She kind of jerked it a little bit. But their styles, the way they hit balls, is very, very similar in style and everything else.
Now, George, you sort of alluded about sort of the cadence of the player around the table. You were talking about Brianna and how she looks something. You noticed that the younger generation, or excuse me, when a player picks up the game early,
Whoa!
that sometimes their movements around the table seem to be more elegant rather than mechanical. Is that what you were saying yesterday?
That's absolutely right. Because I've taught my share of juniors, but mostly I've worked with adults, and a lot of these adults that I worked with even had athletic backgrounds in their past, but when people pick the game up as adults, they
Like they're going off a checklist, right?
they're
down
going
the-
off the checklist.
Yes.
It becomes and they're much more outcome oriented, which is what the United States and generally the world is about, is outcome and not necessarily form, style, or anything else. And the kids just move around with a different sort of grace, fluidity, compared to the people that picked the game up when they were adults.
So that's something I have to pay attention to. I could envision what you're saying, and I'm gonna have to pay attention to it. But what I did notice about Brianna yesterday, as she was moving around the table, her head was always on the table, always looking at the object ball in the shot as she's moving around the table, constantly looking at the angle as she's moving around into position. Where you'll see some people take their head off the table, they come back. You can see none of that with her. Locked on the table the whole way around the table.
Here, you see, she could play this 1-8, but her cue ball might go into the weeds behind the 4 ball. That's what she's looking at. Or does she play a carom slow to play the 8 with the cue ball and maybe sell out?
Yeah, I don't think that's the play here, George. I think you want to try to hide this cue ball down here where the 5 and the 4 are, if you can, right? Send the 1 ball down table. No, she went for the shot.
Like I said, you see your cue ball was going into the weeds.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think maybe I would have banked that ball and just put the almost cue ball where it's at now.
I like the 1 rail kick cross corner. In other words, for Linda to come and shoot the cue ball on the rail closest to us on the screen, splitting the 3rd and 2nd diamonds, and getting a piece of the 1, and possibly playing the 8 with the cue ball. That's the only shot I could visualize for her.
You talking about going off the long rail here, George?
Off the long rail,
yeah.
coming in between the middle diamond. This way is, I don't know. She might scratch. Oh, no chance. Oh, look at this. Well, she left a billiard on the 8. And but this is a potential trap. She's gonna just shoot out of there.
She's gonna stick her and try to 3 foul her.
Or
at least put her on 2.
Just get a solid ball in hand position.
Yeah, she's gonna try to put her on 2.
Yeah. To play the 2 rail kick with the bridge with high left English is a shot nobody practices at the pool room. They might have to go to shock trauma trying that shot.
This is a pretty tough situation here, George, as far as trying to hit this 1 ball.
Well,
I think
the good news for Linda is that
even if she is on 2, there's nothing else close together.
Nothing close together. She's still going to have to run out. And if anything, I would just, I wouldn't say knock in the 8. But she's going to try to go 2 or 3 rails and come in behind it. Oh, she almost hit it.
Wow. Really nice effort there.
But I didn't think that was available. But she's on two chuckles, 2 fouls, and now, see, the 4 ball is.
So Carolyn will probably just stuff those 2 fouls in her back pocket for some insurance.
Yeah, it's insurance, but she might be playing to the 4 to lock her on the 7.
How many times have you gotten yourself in trouble when you've gotten somebody on 2? You're looking for that 3rd foul instead of just trying to run out. I've done that on more than 1 occasion.
Yeah, but sometimes when you got a funky layout, that's like going for the combo on the 9. There's no No reason not to. Here, I think she's coming back 2 rails. Gonna come back cross table, hit middle to first diamond, and come back across a little. Little thin. She's gonna try to play shape with the 4 in the side pocket. She wanted the ball a little farther over. She's a little short, I feel, for a draw to catch. She might get there though. She's got a good stroke. She did. That's a good shot. Okay. I like her playing the 6 to the right side of the 8 ball.
Yeah, you go the other way. The 6 might and come back on the short rail.
To the right side of the 8, and she's dead in line. She either can play the 6 to the side pocket on the same side as the 6 with the inside ball, which would be, and that would hold her shape to go down towards the 9. She doesn't want to sweep it up table. She wants to, or down table. She wants to just play the inside ball. Come across into the first diamond over here.
You think you just banked this ball, George?
No chance. Lots of high right angles coming.
Gonna kill it off the rail.
First diamond, yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna go ahead and kill it.
Oh, she caught it too thin. That wasn't her best.
Yeah, I would have thought she was going to try to kill that ball off the rail and play the 7 in that bottom side.
Yeah, but she caught her a little skinny, Wayne. She
just came off hot.
She came off, and she needed more impact to come up higher on the 7 than that. But that was what happened.
And I'm not really sure I'm liking this angle here, playing the 7 ball in the corner, in that top top left-hand corner.
If she's on the 50-yard line here, I think she's going to roll it in the side soft.
Well, she might be all right. I was concerned that the cue ball is going to be going to the right side of the table here and make that 9 ball more difficult.
Sure, I like the side. If she's looking at the tangent line.
Yeah, exactly. Folks, when you see that, that's players doing that. Tina Malm does that as well. You'll see they put their hand there, use their cue. They're looking for that natural angle, the tangent line. That's the direction the cue ball is going to go. If it makes contact, it doesn't have any extra spin part on it.
She might be better to let her stroke out and really let this ball go. She did.
Overcut it, yeah.
And left Linda winner. Well,
it's manageable. She might have to dig this ball a little bit, hit it with a little bit of draw, or run it to the rail and back out.
Now Linda plays this ball high.
She runs it over to the rail, George, and brings it back out.
She'll just play high right of center, and just bring it off straight off that middle diamond.
You called it.
That's how the shot laid. It looked like.
All right, so Linda ties it up 4 games apiece. Go ahead, George. I didn't mean to talk over you.
That's cool. I didn't mean to talk over you, so that makes us even. that was a nice sandwich. This Triple Nines Bar and Billiards. I had a club sandwich and I had to put the python jaws on to get my fangs around that thing. It was I was with it when it died.
George enjoys his meals, I can tell.
I've been fasting, can't you tell?
I do. You told me that you're getting yourself into shape, laying off the carbs.
Sure. You know, I've got a few health issues, but the one thing I can do something about is watching my sugar intake and carbohydrates, and I've been doing that religiously for 11 months and lost between 80 and 90 pounds.
Well, you're looking good, sir.
What I'm glad is that I can start to buy clothes again in regular men's clothing stores and not big and tall joints.
Well, if you've never met George Hammerbacker, he's not like a tiny dude. He's a pretty tall fella.
Well, yeah, I'm six. I was 6'2" and big boned and all that stuff.
And a heck of a golfer, from what I understand. I hear you were a scratch golfer. Somebody told me you could hit the ball with the best of them.
I considered the PGA Tour. I worked in golf for a while in the early 70s when I got out of the Navy. I've shot as low as 61 on a regulation golf course and have 2 or 3 more 62s and 63s, 64s, lots of them. I was about a shot and a half less than what I had to be to, the best I could have done would have been a marginal pro tour player. Because
at the best he could have done.
The best I could have done. I averaged 215 in bowling.
There's something to be said about that. I notice quite a few pool players have an affinity for the game of bowling.
And golf too.
And golf, absolutely. Absolutely.
Any hand-eye sport that I went after, I generally did pretty well with it. I pitched American Legion ball until I was out of high school and could just touch 90 miles an hour when I was 17
That's some
years
heat.
old.
That's
Yeah.
some heat. The hardest I've ever been clocked was 89. I got it up to 89.
That's strong.
Couldn't hit the 90. And I pitched for a little while and stuff. You know, sounds like.
This is left-hand ball, fade off the tip, about 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock.
So what I was going to say is George is a BCA recognized instructor. Is that right, George?
I'm a PBIA now.
PBIA.
I'm an advanced level instructor. There are about 60 to maybe 70 such people like me in the world at that level currently. I believe that's over the at least the 50 states.
So if you're looking to have a chat with George about your game, and maybe want to set up an opportunity for some lessons, go ahead to JPNEWT.com and you can click on our sponsors page. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see George Hammerbacker listed there. And you can reach out to him through either email or phone number. I'll go ahead and get that for you and give it to you.
Yeah, thank you. I've noticed I have very, very flexible schedule. I'm semi-retired. I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday are always just about wide open, except when I'm going to be doing tournaments on the stream. That's just a little short.
So if you guys have your pen and paper handy, his phone number is 410-455-0308. That number again is 410-455-0308.
I don't play games of pool with the students. You won't get any of that with me. You shoot, I instruct.
And
Period.
his email address is doctor_snap@yahoo.com. So that email address again is doctor_snap@yahoo.com. And that'll get you in touch with Mr. George Hammerbacker. And you guys can have a conversation about what your goals are and go from there.
Thank you, Wayne.
My pleasure.
Uh-oh. That looks like standing room only there, or a sellout.
So this shot's not as easy as it might appear here. You're gonna.
She has to come out just a little past the 8-ball.
Good speed.
Maybe a little wide.
A little heavy, right? A little heavy.
But I got her playing the high left ball and coming 1, 2, 3 cushions to the middle of the table.
High left, George, or high right?
High left. It's the inside running ball off of that rail.
Okay. I'm always concerned about the inside running English from this from this angle. I feel like I'm going to end up scratching from here with the inside shot.
Not if you hit it high and stroke through it.
Okay.
She's going to choose to draw this ball out instead. And when the ball's that close to the rail, those are sometimes tougher to judge. The follow, on the other hand, is more of a set path. This shot here is a little fast. She either plays this with a low left punch draw, looking a quarter tip fuller on the 8-ball, and she'll punch to the first time and cross table and below the side.
I think that's the
pocket.
shot too. You called it just like so. Actually, she hit that ball very delicately. Good.
She did. And that's how it looked like it laid to me, you know.
A lot of times you'll see other players hit that ball with a little bit more pace and pop it. She just hit that ball with
Nice
beautifully.
out from Caroline. You're right, Wayne. That was a trickier route than it looked. And it was extremely and adroitly well played by Miss Powell, taking a 5-4 lead, pocketbook over the arm, and a timeout.
So
Thanks.
timeout taken. I'm going to take a small break. So I'm going to go ahead and put my mic on mute for just a minute, and I'll be right back. George, do you need a break?
I'm good. I'm going to talk about our sponsors a little bit.
All right. I'll be right back. So I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Mr. George Hammerbacher. My name is Wayne Everhart from ThinkTech MD, and I'll be right back. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah. This is I'm really blessed to be on this TTMD stream here. Wayne has terrific equipment. I love being able to interact with the cyber sweaters. Hopefully y'all are stocked up on your antiperspirant sticks, because we still have a couple of more matches left to sweat after this one. The ThinkTech Maryland, Wayne Everhart is a 25-year plus experience in the IT field, and if it's anything involving technology and that stuff, he knows his stuff. Me, if you asked me about that, I would tell you I only saw ballpoint pens for the first time when I was in the 5th grade. But we got thanks to Miss Gina Cunningham of Keller Williams Integrity, the new Green Room Billiards, Dundalk, Maryland, home of Charlie's Pro Shop, Charlie Fleming. Thank you. We have the J. Peschauer Custom Cue Company, title sponsors the JPNEWT Tour since 1999. And yours truly, George Hammerbacher, advanced level instructor, PBIA, Catonsville, Maryland. I can also be found on the Professional Billiard Instructor Association website or American Cue Sports, the BCA. You can find me in any number of different places, and I've been doing this 47 years with hands-on instruction with drills, exercises, and a format, and I'll help you diagnose your problems and turn your weaknesses into your strengths. I studied the structures of the people. I was a PGA golf professional, and I've studied people's physical form for well over 50 years. And the subtle physical details and nuances, as well as tempo, rhythm, and the ability to switch from the analytical brain to the sensory brain. These are some of the things I might be able to offer anyone. I teach all levels, from touring professional down to beginner. This lays pretty good. The 4 to the 5 is going to be, just dribbled it in. This isn't the most favorable angle though for Caroline. She kind of dropped her arms there a little bit, the body language. If she could draw it back a little past where she is, she might be able to come 3 rails around from the side. Now she's gonna try to draw the ball off that angle back towards the 8 ball, 1 rail. Maybe come off the 2nd rail where she's got her hand right there. This is where people that are playing steadily have better command of these shots. But she's jacked up, and so that's going to kind of cost her a little accuracy, maybe. Yeah. Oh, she's going to skull it in, but come up short. Because she hit the ball much too full, she never got the cue ball travel. might go in. Now, almost went in the side. She might have left a shot on this ball. It's close. Maybe the other angle. Get a better look at this shot. Oh! A kiss is but a kiss. A smile is but a smile. Linda has to stay down on this ball. It's about a 5/8 ball shot, just inside the cue ball, center ball, to just inside the bottom edge. Smooth, Linda. Long follow through. Now, kind of a lift in the back. Kind of overswung on the backswing, and the stick came up and changed ever so slightly the angle that she was coming through that cue ball. This is tough because 5-5 is a whole lot different story than 6-4 in a race to 7 and having to win 3 in a row, alternate break. Very demanding.
So George, does she have enough space that she can run this ball with a little bit of left? No, she doesn't have to go. You think she should go rail first here and try to swing the cue ball around?
Yeah, she can play left-hand ball, play a little rail first and catch.
Try to bring it around table above the 9.
You've got to bring it around table, yeah. Because to try to draw back, if she has a direct look at it and hit the 8 is tough shot with the bridge. She's looking at the rail first now and looking at how she's coming off. And she might be coming off towards the 9 on that angle.
I think a lot of players that less experienced might want to try to draw this ball back and try to just muscle it back. But I think the play is to actually go around the table, 3 rails. Let's see what she does.
Let's see what she does. Looks like
she's going to draw it.
She's going to try to draw this ball. She might catch a piece of the 8 coming back, though.
This is not an easy shot. Good.
Oh,
Excellent.
what a shot.
Excellent.
She might have to keep that rake in her hand.
A lot of folks wouldn't realize how delicate that shot was. That was not that easy.
She's going to need
Control
it
the cue
again.
ball.
She's going to need that rake again. What's she thinking? Oh, she can reach it. That's perfect. Caroline Powell is on the hill here with this straight in 9 ball.
All right, so Carolyn Powell on the hill. 6 games to 4. Folks, if you're just joining us, excuse me. Excuse me. My name is Wayne Everhart from ThinkTech MD. This is TTMD Billiard Streaming. We're out here today with George Hammerbacher. And George is the wealth of knowledge, and he's doing the color commentary for us today. So very lucky to have him. If you just joined us and you haven't been to our channel, take a minute and follow us, like the channel, share the stream. We're getting down to the finals. So Linda Shea to break.
Two
Down
more
4 games to
matches
6.
to go after this one. Linda's dry on the break. Table is quick, Wayne.
It is. We were talking about this yesterday. It's a little chillier, or a little more on the, I would say, less than humid side in the back of this room. And a little bit of chill back here. And that makes for a little bit of a quicker playing surface. Would you agree there, George?
Oh, yeah. In my basement, I've got a dehumidifier, and I work like crazy to try to keep the humidity down to about 50% or less. So you get a real quick surface where you don't get that.
Well, not just that. It also allows the object balls, or your balls, they're not as sticky, right? When sometimes you get a little extra throw on the ball when you got that humidity.
Well, sometimes you're also going to get the rails, when it's real humid, get wet fast.
Yeah.
That's a phenomenon you'll see in basement pool rooms.
Uh-oh.
That's
Get
not
out of
going
there.
to scratch. That's a phenomenon in basement pool rooms where it's going to be historically more humid in basements. And when the balls hit the rails, they jump and go airborne,
Right.
and don't take
I
the
think we've all
spin.
seen that before. Yeah.
Well, Linda's going to go into the 6 ball probably. No, if she would have if she made it. Well, Caroline's going to have to get the rake and reach over to 6 to cut the 3. No chance. Oh, she can cue on the side of the 6. Okay. Inside English. Okay, this is your standard Z shot, where she's going to play about 8 o'clock, and she's looking to come off that rail, go back across table to about the middle diamond, and then funnel over to the 5 and
I think she's going to try to pass the cue ball between the 7 and the 5 off
the
that top short rail.
The 7 and 6, and come 1, 2 cushions, and she's going to have to really get after this ball with.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This is going to require some energy into the shot.
This is going to be. I would put this shot between difficult and Herculean, but possible.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
She had to get down between those 2
Yeah, that's
balls.
what I was saying. They're trying to come back between the 7 and the 5. Be on the
Very
pro
tough.
side. Be on the bottom side, or excuse me.
This is a standard lockdown safety. Bank this 5 ball, stick right behind the 7, and send the 5 up around the 8 and 9, and let her take her best shot. That would be my thought, especially if you're reaching for it a little bit.
That's a good shot. No, maybe not. Maybe not. I thought she was going to get over behind the 7 more. Was behind the 7 ball a little bit further. or
Yeah.
catch that rail, that bottom rail, at an angle where the five ball will be
Linda's
closer to the center of the table.
Linda's looking rail first. And what happens from here, rail first is she's got 60% chance better of scratching off the inside of the five, coming off the long rail between the first diamond and the second diamond. And she might have to dig this ball a little bit to get it around the seven, to get it to swerve a little bit. I can't quite see what Linda sees. She slow rolled it. Good hit, but
Good
no
hit.
cushion.
No rail.
Cushion.
Yeah.
No cushion after contact. Linda's fouled, and now Caroline has to navigate these last five balls.
Well, it's not a cakewalk. You still got to get from the 7 to the 8. You have the 9 ball in a position where it could get to be some kind of hazard on the way down to the 8.
I'd put
You're
the
not
cue
careful.
between the 8 and 9, just what she's doing. Just a little, yeah. She's heading on the right side of the 6 ball. She's heading towards the 7, not away from it, because that's important when you have to make a big move from the 7 to the 8. She doesn't want to get too flat on the 7. She's plotting whether she wants to go past the 7 or come short of the 7. She's electing to come short of the 7. We're going to play high left to center and come straight down one rail. I don't see her hitting any other rails other than splitting the first diamond.
She's going to have to put a little bit of power behind this shot too, George. This isn't, I don't think she's going to be able to hit this ball.
She's a little flat.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's got to go a long way before she has a shot. Inside ball. No.
Yeah, that was a little ambitious. I think she might have a little bit of the 8 ball. She might be able to play this. Come back and forth for the 9. Up table, excuse me, go hit the 8, go into that short rail, back and forth.
She didn't want this.
No,
she might just shoot and stick and leave Belinda behind the 9. I don't see any reason for her to cut this ball and turn her cue ball loose. If she's got a full hit on the 8, it would be shooting.
And you're gonna have to, if you're gonna try to stick this ball with low, you're gonna have to hit it pretty full, right? And you don't want to hit it too hard. That's a delicate little shot.
Let's see what she does. It's her shot, not ours.
Yeah, you're right. She could go right off of that long round, try to couple it back up on the 9. That's not what I was thinking there.
That's substandard.
Can Linda see enough of this 8 to make that 8, George?
She might be able to bank it. Oh no, she never even cut that ball. Well,
Was there a little inside English applied to that? I think that's the second time we've seen a similar shot with a little inside English where that ball really comes flat off the rail.
yeah, and she went inside in again, and not in the. I like to hit the inside out to neutralize the throw effect on the cut. So it comes off the rail towards the hole.
Spinning towards the hole, yes.
When you hit the outside English, you got to aim for more cut and you turn the cue ball loose more. That's why she shot inside to hold the ball. Eventually, this is going to get away from Linda. She's got to put the electric eye on the 8-ball, just wobble the 8 and come 2 rails up top, and not have it leak off enough to give her a shot. I can't see quite how much of the 8 Linda's looking at. No hit. A handshake ensuing. And that's it. Caroline Powell takes down Miss Linda Shea, tour director, Glen Burnie, Maryland, 7-4 on the JPNEWT tour. Wayne Everhart, TTMD, Think Tech Maryland, and George Hammerbacher will be back in the booth in a couple minutes with the next live stream match featuring Caroline Powell versus Kathy Friend.